much should you pay your employees? Welcome to the Culture Course Show, where we help you build a thriving company culture and attract the top talent. I'm Grant Botma, and I'm the owner of an Inc. 5000 fastest growing company in America. This is a question that we get all the time. I see it all over the place, especially within Facebook groups of other business owners. They're always asking that question, how do I determine how much I should pay an employee? And this is a question that you might have if it's your first time ever hiring somebody, or maybe you are trying to attract a better talent and you're wondering, man, how do I make sure I'm paying them enough to ensure that we are going to attract the top talent? This question of your payroll calculations or how to figure out how much you should be paying employees is a question that is often asked. So, what should you do? Well, here's one thing you shouldn't do. Here is something that you should not be doing when you're calculating payroll or you're trying to figure out how much to pay. That's this. Ask other people what they're paying for employees in a similar position. Now, you might think that's counterintuitive. Grant, I need to learn from other people that have been there. I need to ask kind of what they're doing. Well, that is a bad practice. Asking people, asking your competition, asking people in the same area or maybe even around the country what they're paying for the similar position. And here's why. Unless you can see their income, their expenses, and every other financial piece of their business, you do not want to be asking them how much they're paying their employees. How much you pay your team should first be based on your financials for your business. This episode is brought to you by The Problem Isn't Their Paycheck: How to Attract Top Talent and Build a Thriving Company Culture. The book is available now on Amazon. You can search for it. You can just search The Problem Isn't Their Paycheck. It is the hardcover, the softcover, the ebook, and Audible. Or you can go to culturecourse.com/book to get more information. Listen, I'm going to put my financial advisor's hat on for a second. The bottom line here is when you're paying your greatest expense, when you have the greatest outflow of expenses and money from your business, your payroll, it must be in conjunction with the other expenses and your income. It must take into consideration all the other income that's happening from your business, right? This is where you need to start when calculating payroll. What can you afford? That is where you start. One, it's obviously not a good idea to try and pay somebody something that you can't afford. The next thing you know, your savings will be wiped out months later and you're going to have to fire them or get rid of them because you can't afford them. And that is not a wise practice. Or worse, trying to create a situation where you're motivating people to come work for you because you pay well or because you heard from all these other people they're paying X and you're going to pay slightly higher Y, and that means you're going to attract more people. Well, that means you're attracting money-motivated people. So what happens when the competition or somebody else comes along and they're paying Z slightly higher than what you were paying at Y and X before? They're going to leave. You don't want to hire or bring on people that are strictly money motivated. You don't want people coming to you because you pay the most. Those types of employees are not loyal, they're not purpose-driven, they're not selfless, and they're not always the greatest team players. That's not how you want to do this. When you're doing your payroll calculation, again, it's got to be based on your personal financials. And unless someone else that you're asking the question, hey, what do you pay your employees? Unless they're willing to show you their P&L, unless they're willing to show you their balance sheet and everything else that goes with the finances of their business, you don't want to be taking that advice from them. So, what's your call to action this week? Build your comp plan based on your income and other expenses. Build your comp plan for your employees on your business and company budget. Don't have a company budget? Put one together this week. Or maybe you have some comp plan or an employee you're thinking about hiring, and you've structured that pay scale or comp plan, but haven't taken into consideration how that's going to work with your company budget. Your call to action this week is to ensure that the comp plans that you have for your team, your business, for future employees coming in are all in conjunction with your budget. It'll give you confidence to know that you can afford it. And two, it's going to make sure it's customized within your business and ensure that you're not attracting people who are just money motivated. Sure, you want to make sure that you're not going to be paying people way less than what they might be able to get somewhere else. That's not the goal here, right? I mean, having an understanding of kind of what the averages are can be helpful, but that should not be the number one motivator. That shouldn't even be where you start. Don't start calculating payroll by first asking what everyone else is paying. Start by looking at your financials. Have a great week.